So we have the topic of the week, guys. Black couples have the highest divorce rate, with 30% of black marriages ending in divorce. Is marriage an outdated institution, and what has changed over the years that makes it harder for couples to stay together? Let's hear it. What y'all got about it?
Let's go, Smart. What you think on that one, brother?
Well, listen, I think it's important for us to realize that we're under, we're still kind of like in slavery, right? And we're dealing with systemic racism. So the greatest plot that the white man wants to do is keep us from being together and creating a black family structure. So I think marriage is beautiful. I think we need marriage. I think black women should be with black men. I think black men should be with black women. And I think it's important for us to understand the roles in a relationship, right? Like we talked about provision, right? So if a man's role is to be a protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer, how would he be able to provide if he doesn't get provision from God, right? So God gives the man provision. Through that, he's able to be a provider. The black woman's role is wisdom and balance, right? And I feel like the woman needs to understand that her wisdom and her love needs to be given in phases. The first phase of love is informative, right? She's informing that man on his role. She's informing that man on how to get his provision. The second phase of love is unconditional. She's unconditionally loving him. She understands his plight. And then the last phase of love is tough love, which is actually accountability. So I think marriages are important for us. I think it's not hard for us to stay together once we understand how to actually be together.
Why? Thank you for that. And why do you think we're at the divorce rate that we're at? What's the problem?
That we the highest.
Black
folk.
What do you think it is? Even if it's not a stat thing.
It's hard.
What do you think?
I don't listen. For me, I can't believe in numbers anymore because numbers lie. So does men, and especially the men that's marketing the numbers. Numbers lie.
Do you speak on your personal at all, or you don't?
No, absolutely not. You guys separate the two, right? But I feel like if we're going by numbers, who's coming with the numbers? The white man, and he's gonna lie about the numbers. So I don't even know if the divorce rate is even high.
That's the same thing I say. I don't
And-
believe the white man.
That's a real thing.
Because I see a lot of black people in
That's
love.
fair.
That's one, right? Number two, I don't want to talk about divorce rates and divorce. No, the key to us staying together is love. The key to us staying together is the man being a man, right? And then that man has to improve his relationship with God. And through that improved relationship with God, he will get provision. And that man has to ask for provision and then allocate that provision into his endeavors. And once he does that, he will get the monetary gain from the empowerment of provision. And through that monetary gain, he can be the protector, provider, and maintainer.
It's through God. Everything through God.
Yeah, I
That's
got
what
it
you
now.
You get it?
I got it now.
Shit.
Thoughts on monogamy.
I'm trying to tell you.
Thoughts on monogamy.
Yeah, I think it's situational, right? And we have to be careful if we buy into the Americanized version of relationships and marriages, because in Islam it's okay to have multiple wives.
Plentiful.
Do you agree
right?
with that?
It's in the Quran. What I'm gonna say, I don't agree with a lot, right? I think when we start to look at America's concept for relationships and stuff like that, when we look at how does how does 5 families run the whole world? And what's the census of those family members, right? I think that every situation is different. And I don't want my beliefs to have an impact on people's relationships, right? In terms of that regard, like how many or whatever. What I want to say is the black man has to be the head of his household. And the key to him being the head of his household is getting his provision. The black woman has to understand that she's being utilized to destroy the power structure of the black family. And when she understands that, and she stops letting the white man give her all these so-called government options, she can be dependent on her man, because her wisdom understands that that's the best thing to be dependent upon. And if he is unreliable, then she understands the reasons why he's unreliable, and she can help nurture him to a point of reliability. Through that love. And the 3 phases of love I talked about, which is informative, unconditional, and accountability.
Do you think that women?
Go ahead.
Do you think that women being as ambitious and business oriented and things like that now contributes to that destruction that you were speaking about?
Of course, but that ambition was in
Because
yeah.
when he said that, that's the first thing I heard. I'm like,
But that ambition that ambition was inserted into her subconscious mind by the white man. That's why we bring it back to the Willie Lynch letters, right? We're gonna hyper-emasculate the woman, and then we're gonna emasculate the black man, and that was the agenda. So now, I can't
that's
bear,
a problem?
I can't bear kids, right?
So it's a problem?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not here to pass judgment. Only God can
No,
do
but
that.
it's a problem
I'm
a
here to
little
give
bit.
information. No, but this is what I'm saying. When we understand what hasn't worked for us, then we have to come to terms with that reality, and that's accountability. So when we talk about divorce rates, when we talk about the man being this and the man not doing that, right? Well, if my relationship with God is not strong,
Smart.
if my relationship with God,
Smart.
if my
I'ma bring you
relationship
in.
with
Going
God,
back to
I'm
God.
gonna bring you in. I'm gonna
If-
bring you in. Smart.
Yeah.
I need clear answers.
I did.
I need clear
But I'm making
answers.
listen, hold on.
I need you
Hold
to
on.
explain to me
I did.
in plain context without taking it to the moon. I need you to explain to me.
I didn't
is
take it to
an
the moon.
ambitious woman a problem? You say yes,
No,
right?
I didn't.
Or did you not say that?
I didn't say yes or no. This is what I said because I'm learning that sometimes a person's emotions about what I'm saying makes it hard to look at the context,
message?
the context of what I'm saying. So they hearing what they want to hear. So I'm making adjustments because my goal is to help our people.
You never know. Give it to them real though.
I am though.
Yeah,
No,
So-
but I wait.
so
what he's saying, I get that.
Yeah, I get it too.
So what I'm saying is a woman has a particular role, and if she doesn't play that role, there's no family or no family structure. A man, the black man, has a role he has to play. If he doesn't play that role, there's no family or family structure. So you've been taught that you're maintaining a child is raising a child as a single mother. So you're thinking that, oh, food, clothes, and shelter, it's not raising a child. That's maintaining a child. To raise a child, you need man and woman in that household. You need a coalition of masculine and feminine energy working simultaneously together. But just because you get support from the government, you mistake the maintenance as the raising. And then now the child is up because that daughter doesn't see a man in the home. So she doesn't know how to be nurturing for the man that eventually is in her home.
The support from the government, you mean like
Government
Section
assistance.
8.
Yeah, all that
Okay,
type of stuff.
Sec-
We
We ain't on that.
Okay,
But-
I got it.
but-
I'm
Yeah.
asking because I want it. I want it
but
from
you're-
you.
but you're being-
a,
Yeah,
man,
welfare
a woman
Section
that
8.
has a
Yeah, that type
successful
stuff.
But you
business.
can't- but you can't-
When
but
I'm
you-
talking about Section 8,
You can't.
is
you
that
can't-
a problem?
You can't.
I'm not
can't-
talking about Section 8. Nobody here is on Section 8.
You can't spin me. What I'm saying is Section 8 is the thing.
Nobody's on Section 8.
The government assistance that the black woman receives as an independent has been strategic, and her receiving that has developed a mindset that to this day makes that woman comfortable that she has an option of independence that was created. So again, I'm not here to,
I want to understand. I want to understand.
I got you.
It's a woman.
I can't
that's
dumb
a
down.
black-
I
a
can't
black
dumb down what I'm
woman-
saying for nobody.
A black woman.
Yeah.
Because I think we might be talking about two separate things.
No.
Maybe.
No,
Possibly.
he led it to it with the.
He's saying that this being the case before, this conditioning before,
Made them independent. Now they're
historically
working
has
hard.
now created this need for black women to have independence, and now that independence is progressed
Because
into,
of Section 8 and
Yeah.
the government.
Because it was
back
independent
then,
as
you
by
know,
themselves.
in the
So now I
70s
gotta
and
hustle.
60s,
Got it.
that was the thing.
Then it
Get
led
on
to
Okay,
that.
Section
so
8,
now
get
that
food
we
stamps.
here, and
Yeah.
that's the reason that we got here.
Yeah.
That's fine. So now
But
that
we're
we're
here now.
here, is that causing a problem now that we're here? The reason I got it.
If you don't listen because you have a financial option to be deaf, does it cause a problem?
Ooh.
Say it one more time.
No. If you don't listen, if you don't listen, right? Because you have a financial option not to be submissive, is that a problem?
Holy shit.
That is that when he said it the first time.
If you don't listen because you have a financial option from the government not to allow that
the
man.
government that be losing me.
But
But he's
it's
saying on both
progressive. It's
ends.
progressive. It led from the government to that. You got your own money.
You have to.
So
What I'm
fuck
saying
you.
is this is why I say how I say it, right? I'm giving you the context. Section 8 was a real thing. It was if you want to take care of this kid, that black man can't be in your home. You're gonna get this check, but he can't be here.
Because if you had
Well, hold
it,
on.
they wouldn't give it to
but
you.
the government
Yeah.
didn't require the white farmer wife to remove her husband, and she got subsidy from the
Got the
government.
grants. Yeah.
So the white man was allowed to stay in the home when the white farmer wife got government assistance, but the black man had to leave the home when the black woman got assistance.
And then put them all together.
Now, fast forward to today, okay? We deal with all types of discrimination as black men in terms of getting apartments, getting cars, getting loans, getting things in our name. It's way harder for a masculine, heterosexual black man to scale the corporate ladder than it is for a homosexual black man.
That's true.
But yeah.
To scale. And this is by design. So when we understand the strategy of the colonizer, the strategy of the oppressor, then we can defend against it, right? I'm not here to pass judgment on a black woman. However, I'm aware how she is utilized in this race war. I'm not here to pass judgment on a black man. I'm aware of his lack of awareness and his lack of receiving provision from God is why he's in that position. So I'm here to give the information to change the positions, and it's by choice whether you receive it or not.
You got that right?
Yeah.
You got that one, or you got to break it down again?
That was yeah.
Okay, so.
It's a lot, but yeah.
No, I understand. So
that's why we got clips and reels and TikTok and shit. Take that clip, viral.
They go crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sure. So now that we're here, right? Would you say a successful black man, right, and a successful black woman, even though you're not passing judgment, I understand that, would the right thing to do, following the letter of God and the direction, would be to give that black man the power, the financial, if he has his own, right, and she has her own, would it be to let him lead completely, somewhat?
Mandatory. Got to.
God, I did this in a video, right? And I was giving this lady a lesson on like strength, right? So she's in the gym. She's strong. She's like one of the strongest ladies in the gym, right? She's strong. She's strong as a right? We talking. I'm like, let me give you a lesson on masculinity and femininity, right? And a man being a protector and a reason, right? So I put 150. You like you work out a little bit.
Oh, I'm in there.
I put a 150-pound dumbbell on the floor. I said, yo, lift it. She going through war. I go like this. Our positions is already installed. Our power is already installed. Okay? So I don't have to advocate for that. I don't have to solicit that. It is what it is. I'm never gonna get a period. Never.
Period.
Boom. Right? So the question is to identify the benefits of being in your natural position.
Yes.
And not letting the incentive be created by someone who doesn't give a about you. Because now the feminist movement has destroyed the black family structure.
I agree with that.
But the black man never had enough power in America or damn near on this planet to ever enslave you or to ever oppress you. I was the white man. So now the image of the white lady with the
yes we can one. Yeah.
That was for the white dudes. Black man never did that. So you're fighting a war that you've never even been in danger of getting hit by a bullet of. Right? So I think the question is, what is the benefits of femininity? What is the benefits of masculinity? What is the benefits of a black woman having wisdom and sharing that wisdom with a black man? What is the benefits of the black man being a provider, being a maintainer? What is the benefits? Where's the point of reference? This is why I got a book coming out. The book is called Superhuman, The Science of Self. I'm teaching us how do we do this? I'm doing it now and getting the benefits. Well, okay. Sometimes I feel alone. I'm 2 days ago, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. I'm bugging out, right? And I'm like, I had to remind myself. Okay, wait, go. Hey, man. It's that time again. Yeah, I gotta send you a text message.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the benefits of being a man? What's the benefits of masculinity? What's the benefits of being a woman? What's the benefits of femininity? And how does that work and coexist together cohesively? And what's the benefits of that cohesiveness? Yeah.
Got that right?
I happen to agree.
You agree with that too?
I absolutely do.
What's going on here, Lando? What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
A lot of women crave
Hey, Shell,
submission.
What you got to say, Lou?
You gotta say, Louis the cut like peroxide. What's going on,
This is
man?
why he's the voice of reason. This is why he's the voice of reason.
Let Lou rip. Let Lou
Yeah,
rip.
I do for Lou.
Like Smart said, let him cook.
Yeah. Let's throw you that pot.
I'm doing a lot of learning here. I'm listening, and it makes absolute sense. Like that breakdown of marriages and the dependency women had, and then how it became a structure, and now it becomes the norm, and then it just is what it is at this point. And how you deal with that, it depends on the type of man you are, the type of woman you find, I guess.
Yeah, which I want to talk about how I know Ryan had a question, and she was about the I don't know if that was your personal experience or was it a was it a because sometimes we ask these indirect questions, right? I do it all the time. You know what I mean? So I was curious. Were you asking for yourself or somebody else?
Myself. I was asking you if it was something wrong in what I was asking you in your opinion. Is there something wrong with my layout?
Independence.
Yeah, my independence, if you will. But I've not always been independent. I don't pretend that.
No, I was talking about the question.
I'm a retired city girl.
I'm saying. I'm saying. I was talking about
Hall of Fame.
In terms of this is why it's important for us to understand that power can be addictive, and the perception of power can create delusions of grandeur with that addiction. You want to hide something from a black man? It used to be give him a book.
Give him a book. Put it in the book.
You want to hide something from a black woman? Give her $1.
That's a new one. That's a little spin on that thing.
Yeah,
Right?
give her $1.
Yeah, that's true though.
Give her $1.
They always correlating everything to some money. Women do.
Yeah.
They went crazy on me.
Came from the white
yesterday.
man. No, we ain't blaming the sisters. Came from the white man.
That what the white man gave him the money.
Yeah, watch that white man,
God
slick
damn it.
motherfucker. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's smooth, ain't he?
That's
Smooth
it.
Boy,
Yeah,
cold.
yeah.
We
Callers,
cold.
calling, goddamn it. What's going on with the callers, man?
But for real though,
I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
go to that live thing.
Well, I guess we should get to the listener. What they talk about, Rob?
All right, so you guys remember to continue to send in your questions. So this week's question is, I'm slowly realizing that my boyfriend is a big dummy. He's a nice guy, but has no clue about current events. I've never seen him read anything besides text, and he's a little gullible. I haven't proven it yet, but I think he believes the earth is flat because I saw a bunch of videos pop up on YouTube the other night. He's a good guy, but how can I upgrade this man? Because I can't make babies with an idiot.
Lord,
I don't really love this listener.
Yeah,
No,
she-
I mean,
she-
listen,
she
but
on him.
people ask questions based upon the level of understanding and awareness, right? So I'm learning more and more that, God has bestowed a particular amount of information in me. So I got to kind of like be empathetic and have empathy for people asking questions because they may not understand, right? So my breakdown was kind of like what I said earlier, right? Break down the roles. What is wisdom? What is balance? What is the roles in a relationship? So if you have a good man, she's saying he's a good man, so that's a good start, right? So now you say, okay, what is provision? I would say to the listener or to the caller, to the question, ask yourself, how can you love this man in a different way? How can you give this man informative love? How can you inform this man and say, hey, baby, if you go to God and ask God for this thing called provision,
God is the answer.
right?
Always remember that.
Then guess what? You're going to be empowered, right? You're going to be empowered with opportunity. And whatever you're endeavoring will be blessed by God through provision. So she has to give her man that first phase of informative love. She has to inform him about provision. So her role is wisdom and balance, right? So she has to have some wisdom, and she needs to go to God for her wisdom. So now she can project that into her man. That's the first phase of love. The second phase of love is unconditional. Might not want to say he's a dummy, right? Might want to just say he may be unaware. And through that patience and empathy, it makes him receptive to your wisdom. Okay? Then now the last phase of love is tough love, accountability. Now she's like, okay, babe, come on, right? But it's not accountability in a way that is condescending or dismissive, right? And verbal abuse is just as powerful as physical abuse. So a lot of times when you look at domestic violence, they highlight the man being the physical aggressor, and they unhighlight the woman being the mental or psychological aggressor, right? And a lot of times men, we deal with so much. Yeah, I wish I had a Birkin. And you know he work at Amazon.
Yeah, she got to relax.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
oh yeah, I
calm
want to
down.
travel and go to the world. And
No.
you know he ain't leave his block yet, right? So she has to be aware of the things she says to that man. And that's even though she's giving him tough love and accountability, she's giving it in a way that is proactive, that is building him up and not breaking him down. The next point is she needs to break down, how do we scale the provision? And he may not have an idea on where to put his provision. So through her wisdom, she gives him some inspiration for what to do with the money that God is about to bless him with, right? And then the last thing is she's going to take that and develop goals for the relationship, right? Living expenses times 4 times 12 times 100. Living expenses times 4 times 12 times 100. That's the generational wealth. So now they're working with purpose. They're working with a financial goal, a financial deadline. And I think he'll go from being a dummy to being smart.
Are there any instances where this just is not the person for that person?
No, it sound like to me. It sound
Is
like
there ever an option to you,
Oh, shit.
smart? And you're as someone who's kind of like, you know what I mean? Is there ever a situation where it's just like, I just don't think this is the person for you? And no, he might not be a dummy. He could use your support. He could use your guidance, but this just ain't the man for you. Is that an option? Or is it always make it work for the man? Figure out how to build up this man to make him work for you. Is that what we should be doing?
If you knew, not saying you per se, but if the true value of the black man was mass marketed authentically, then you wouldn't even be asking that question.
But I am asking it.
It's the reason why. That's what I'm saying, right? So the value of black men is not marketed the way it's. So it's like, black man,
Get some
next. What?
Especially
Yo,
if you ain't
don't
got no
know who I
money, it's
am.
over with for you.
Listen, you don't know who I am. It's the reason why you don't know who I am. It's been mass marketed for years and years of what I'm not. And you have embraced it, what I'm not, as what I am. So your value for me is not even high enough to even have the incentive to take accountability for things that you could be doing differently to make it work or not.
So what about when you do that and then he leave you for a woman of another race?
A white girl, huh?
What about that?
Are we asking questions to refute what I'm saying, or are we just
I'm
asking?
asking, what's your answer? What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is this. I'm going back to what she said with the question, right? When we understand how to do things differently, there's black men that live on a woman's couch because they don't know nothing about praying. They know nothing about provision. There's black men that smoke crack that don't know who they are. When you start to have knowledge yourself, you change the things that you do. So I'm going to always advocate for working it out because we need more black women and more black men working together. So I'm always going to advocate for that. I don't subscribe to the just give up.
So you just don't acknowledge it. You just act like this doesn't happen. That's what you're going to say?
No. What I'm saying is we see what we look for, and we're conditioned to look for certain things that lead to division. So,
no, but at the end of the day, we still have to address that these things happen. And what advice can we give to our people, being that we are looking out for our people? When you stand by your man, you support him, you embrace him, you do what you're supposed to do as a black woman. You build up this man, and there's a possibility.
How did you build him up though?
With
See,
the tips
a lot of
that
times,
you gave.
No. See, a lot of times, you think just because you gave him fish that you helped him, and there's
teaching him how to fish.
let me be personal, and I tend not to do this, right? So I get out of prison. I'm category 1, right? I didn't want to go to a shelter. So now the girl I'm dealing with, we writing back and forth. I go parole with her, right? She's giving me a place. She's giving me a place. She's giving me a place. I should have went to the shelter. She's giving me a place to stay. She feels she's looking out for me, right? Now it feels like I got a secondary parole officer, right? And in her mind, she feels because she's giving me a place to stay, I got keys to a place. I don't have a place at the time, right? Her level of respect is lower than what it's supposed to be. My financial position is not a determinant from the respect you're supposed to give me, right? So I think that we need to understand what true support is. And, but it goes back to awareness and information. For the brothers out there that love to deal with women outside their race, for the sisters who love to deal with men outside their race, when you understand how powerful your race is, you won't want nothing else. But that takes time. That takes due diligence, right? I would never be with a white woman.
Any other race at all?
I'm cool. I mean, I have the best woman on the planet. So why would I go for anything else? If you drive a car, right? I got a foreign, right? So if you drive a foreign, then you know that you might not want to put 87 in the tank.
But you still might drive. I have Ferraris and Hellcats too at the same time, brother. I like both. I like drive them all.
Listen, it's your choice.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is me, I'm putting 93.
Okay.
I can put 93 in my.
I'm talking about driving a different automobile every now and then, though.
Hey, man. I'm
Switching
saying,
them up.
Hey, man, that's another conversation.
No.
That's another conversation.
Okay, gotcha.
But to answer that question, right? I feel like we need to put more positive information about our relationships out in the media, because there's been enough of ain't
Shit.
and ain't hoes and tricks.
Facts.
It's been enough of that. We got over 400 years of that. So I'm here to give something new. And I did an interview with PH Films, and I was like, yo, only black people are, and he's like, really? You only trust black people? I'm like, yeah. So what you want me to say? Don't trust black people? I'm a We've been given over 400 years of that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, white
Yeah,
man.
no, that's
Look,
real.
every time you see a horror movie, what you see? We the first one to die.
Can't wait to kill
Right?
us.
Or you see certain movies, right? They in Brownsville, or you from Brooklyn, right? White people got a movie in Brownsville, and you don't see no black people in the movie. They strategically make it seem like we're the minority when we're the majority. That's the power of media and propaganda. So when you start saying the black woman is a goddess, the black man is God, when you start saying that, yo, girl, make your relationship work. Yo, listen, man, it's nice to drive a Ferrari.
Right.
It's only 2 seats. It's like it's hard on the bottom.
Yeah.
You hit a pothole, might be over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when the letter came up, the only thing that I
And the
struggled
pothole,
with,
and the pothole is the
Cost
plight.
money.
Hold on. The pothole is the plight
They-
of the
they
black
did that
man.
there. They
And
left
the
it there.
Ferrari is the white woman. And black man, you gonna be on a cobblestone road for a long time.
Sure.
So you might want to have the best transportation for
You
your
better have that
destination.
AAA. I got AAA. They go give me.
Clap, Louis.
Give my white woman. Where the white woman at? Where the white girl?
Listen, man. But listen. Listen.
Yeah.
No, listen. But because at the end of the day,
They got the new Ferrari truck though.
at the end of the day, no, but this was kind of like, just the last piece I wanted to say about that question that the person asked. Once we stop looking out the window and we start looking in the mirror, right? We stop needing certain things. I'm learning this more. I'm learning every day as a man, right? Like, to get away from escapism, right? Sex becomes a form of escapism. Diversity just becomes a form of escapism. If I'm only focused on building, if I'm only focusing on what I need, and I have to realize that what I need should be priority, even though what I want feels good. What I need has to take precedence in my life. And when that shit starts to take precedence in my life, I'm thinking more, we gonna work it out. I was watching a video the other day with Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. They were singing it. What's that song? Damn, you understand me. It was some, I don't know what song it was.
Sonny was singing.
It was a song they were singing. I was just like, yo, damn. We got to start valuing each other a little bit more, and then having more content that markets that value. So yeah, girl, work it out. Your dummy ain't gonna be dumb forever, man.
She already off that dude though. She talking shit.
Well, what I struggle with the message is when I said I don't like this listener letter, it wasn't that I didn't like the question. It was that sometimes, like, first of all, the first thing you said was he's a big dummy. you spoke that onto him out the gate. That's the thing that struck me. But the one thing that I want to ask you, I don't really have an answer for your question. I have a question to make you think about maybe how you should navigate your situation. Do you talk with him or do you talk to him? You sound like you already see him lesser. You sound like you already see him as stupid. And you said, I think he thinks the world is flat. I don't know if he's up on current events. And it just all I kept thinking is, do they have conversations?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do they talk? Because you sound like you have a lot of areas that you don't know about how this man's mind is operating. And it just sounds like you need to have some more conversations with him and not to him. And don't talk to him like an idiot or speak down to him like an idiot. Because if you're saying that you can't make babies with an idiot, it sounds like you want to make babies with him.
Right.
So my advice to you would to be have conversations with him, get into his mind, see how he thinks, see how he feels. Ask him, are you into current events? Don't say, I don't know if he's into it. Ask him, do you like to read books? Don't say, I don't think he read nothing but text. You've already made assumptions about what this man is and how he thinks, and it makes me wonder how much you're invested in how his mind operates.
Yeah,
so that's my advice to you.
I think she need to leave him. Go get a new man. That is my personal opinion. If you're looking at him like this, thinking he think the world flat, he's an idiot. You already got these misconceptions about this man. There's 8 billion people in this world. Half of them, man. Go find you another one, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And find you something that really works for you. And do your due diligence before you talk about making babies and all that. That's what you need to do. That's how I feel. Yeah, it's already made
sounded,
up.
Yeah.
The jig is up.
From the gate. Big
It's over
dummy.
with.
She said, not dummy, big dummy.
That means she the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Go find you somebody like you, baby. Kick rocks.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that in all. This is an area I disagree with Smart. I love the idea of what he's saying, and I do believe that it's something that we should all look at as a people, in terms of just like trying to make it work instead of having such a dismissive attitude when it comes to our relationships or even our friendships with other Black women, right? I like that idea, but I also think that everybody isn't on the same page mentally, and some people just are not compatible for each other. And maybe this dynamic between these two people won't work, but maybe you could be his friend and teach him these things, and maybe there's another woman that's out there that's for him. So I don't think that you have to work it out, but I do like the idea of what he said of at least really trying. You know?
And because let me say this another thing too, right? Because everywhere you turn, this is what I'm saying, right? And hey, I'm actually doing things to change it. My book is coming out, Superhuman, The Science of Self. We get ready to do a fundraiser in Harlem to raise money for recreational center. One of the services we're gonna provide is just that, relationship therapy and stuff like that, right? That's always the first option. You never hear let's work it out. You hear music. Back in the day, your mama had records about love. Fire and desire. Now it's, I ain't got no he ain't got me.
It's 95 degrees.
You like that?
So,
It's crazy.
so what I'm saying is hold on.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, right? So what happened, listen, let me tell you something. I'm such a great man, it's not even funny, right? But I was raised by television. I sold drugs because I saw Scarface. I didn't have no mother. I had no father in my life. It's real. I learned from listening to music. Oh, Jay-Z said it? Okay, word. All right, we don't rent cars. We bomb as you should. And everybody that got money rents and leases a car. We don't lease. Talking about, man.
Yeah,
White man ain't buying. Everything's
Dumb.
in credit.
Facts.
But this what we thinking. Oh, we don't lease car. Oh, word. All right, so damn, how am I buy this nice
You
car?
leasing all that?
Yeah,
I got
right.
good
Listen,
credit.
but how am I buy
Yeah.
this car? I gotta take
cash
this
it
pay,
out.
man. I gotta
Yeah.
figure it out. So what I'm saying is how many Black men are lost because lack of information? How many Black women are lost?
Black people, yeah, I was about to say.
How many Black women are lost due to lack of information? Right? So just saying the word, it's a difference, right? Look, it's a difference when this is why and it's not women, or it's not about Black men or Black women. It's about the white man playing us against each other. And when we understand that, and I'm gonna do my best, I don't know, the law knows best, but I'm gonna do my best to keep that at the forefront. Geppetto, not Pinocchio. Geppetto, not Pinocchio. You want a man to be real, but you don't got real hair, real lashes, or real body, but you're looking for a real man. You want a
talking to
woman.
me?
No, listen. Listen. You want a woman to be submissive, but you're not a protector, provider, right? We want these things. This is about Black men, but then you got to look in the mirror and say, well, I got to be a provider,
Got to.
right? But guess what? Every avenue to get that information, the white man has extinguished. But he ain't extinguished my ability to understand how to see how to be a provider, how to understand that, right? So when we start looking at this, oh, I'm this way because it is. I could change that. The guy I was before I went to prison, I'm not him. I'm nowhere near that, right? But if you judge me based upon that, I know a lot of chicks. I seen a chick the other day. She changed, right? We used to, take her to Pebbles Beach. I don't know if you know about Pebbles Beach.
Pebbles Beach is the rooftop.
Oh.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Couple of y'all. Huh?
Yo, listen, this is real shit. I'm keeping it real. I ain't gonna say no names, but I remember her, right? And I get out of jail. I'm like, yo.
Go back to the rooftop.
She sucked weed out the blunt.
Yeah.
She sucked weed out the blunt.
Literally.
You understand? So I'm like, yo, I just came home. What's up? What you doing?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm married now. Yeah, all right, listen.
Hey, man.
But yo, she ain't playing no more.
To the ground.
Right? But the backstory about her is mama getting high, daddy friend her, praying. She asking God why that man keep touching her. Forced to wear a smile when you want to frown. Hard to go to school, look your teachers in the eye when you want to die. Got blood in her panties. Her period ain't come yet. Forced mother don't see a daughter, just another check. She had 2 abortions, told the doctor she gonna keep the third. Kicked out the shelter with a baby, now she on a curb. Word. That man 35, but she was only 12. Going to church to search of heaven, but finding hell, because the preacher wanna through. She get molested by the one she look up to. Her mind frame and her heart is like, you, because it's hard to go to God when the preacher wanna to. She got molested by the ones she look up to, right? So we don't know the backstory. Mm-hmm. We don't know what the early childhood experiences of this woman was that's on Pebbles Beach. We don't know the early childhood experiences of that playboy or that man who loves those Ferraris. We don't know. However, that's still a man, a black man. That's still a woman, a black woman. Yeah. Shout out to Pebble Beach, though. You know what I'm saying?
Now shout out to Pebble Beach.
Should still take it to the roof.
That was some New York shit.
You know her.
I know what it is. I'm from New York. No, I ain't been on the roof. I ain't been on the roof. I ain't been to the beach, but I know where it's at.
I'm from New York. I never heard of it.
Oh,
really?
Good. Okay.
No, I've never even heard of it.
Because I would hear a lot of the guys. I always hung with boys. I always hung with the guys. It's all of them. It's just basically.
That's not a beach you want to bring a surfboard to, unless you.
It's basically because I had. We gotta help, but
different type of surfing.
A lot of guys would say they would take girls to Pebble Beach. Basically, they saying they would take her to the rooftop.
The roof with the pebble with the rocks.
Remember, it was gravel with the rocks on the roof.
No, it's the roof.
Smash.
Yeah,
it's a pep. Yeah, and it's basically where they
on the
took the hose.
projects, roof every project.
Yeah.
They took the hose to
a lot of rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
That was our Baywatch.
That's because we the concrete jungle. We ain't got
the
no
water
beaches.
and all that up there, right?
They took her to Pebble Beach.
Okay.
Shout out to Pebble Beach.
Well,
that's funny.
This was amazing, and I would absolutely love, and I know my co-hosts agree, I would absolutely love and look forward to when you're able to come back.
For sure.
You are a wonderful, great guest. We support you in every single endeavor you have.
Definitely.
Thank you for just the fact that you're trying to make a change within the black community. Just your effort.
I'm making a change. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm making a change.
Ain't no try, right?
I'm saying just even that.
No, for real. Listen,
Just even the effort, because so many of us wash our hands of us.
Don't give a
And I even said in the beginning of the conversation, I feel lost when it comes down to it. And you gave, some insight that I felt was very helpful. Mm-hmm. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everything that you're doing for our people. We all support you.
Most definitely.
Don't stop. We are watching, and we're going to watch you soar, black man. Yeah. And now it's time for what, y'all?
Get it off my chest.
Let's go.
Okay, so now look, we're in the times of David and Goliath. Technology is a slingshot, right? We are in the times of David and Goliath. Technology is a slingshot, but the rock inside the slingshot is collaboration. But that collaboration has to be horizontal and not vertical, peer-to-peer, right? You got to value the power of collaborating with each other, smaller content creators, right? Also, a lot of ways to make money and monetize your content is off of advertisement, right? So content creators become micro ad agencies and sales teams, right? So you want to split up your engagement into two lists: consumers and then customers. Okay, the consumers, the people that only watch it but don't purchase anything, those consumers kind of become ancillary promotional and marketing for bigger companies. Your consumers are going to actually purchase things, okay, and you get profits from that, right? So again, content creators become micro ad agencies, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is understanding how to create those lists. So I got you got like a joint? You got a camera? You bring it in? You got a camera? You can bring it in real quick? I got 5 minutes to get on my chest, man. I'm still on good time. Just come a little closer, man. Yeah, you might take, yeah, bring it. Let me get, I got you.
Walk up to that
Help
mother.
me the fuck out. Help me the fuck out.
You have, this is a 40-minute video, right? You have 5 different types of ads. You got at the beginning of the video, you got the 10-minute mark, you have the 20-minute mark, 30-minute mark, and the 40-minute mark. At the beginning, that's the inspirational ad. That's $100, okay? At the 10-minute mark, that's the impulsive ad, okay? Which should be products. That's also $100. Meaning 10 minutes in, you're showing this inspirational kind of a ad, which is the impulse buy. At the 20-minute mark, you're creating a pivot ad, because people have NPD, and typically you've got good content in 20 minutes, they're ready for something else. So you have that ad that's not a 15-second ad, but like a 15-minute ad. That's your pivot ad, right? At the 30-minute ad, I want to call it the reset, refresh, the reboot. For people who stay past 20 minutes, that ad needs to be calming. So you might want to have an ad that promotes cannons or like that. Then at the end is the 40-minute mark. That's the what's to come ad, which is $50. Your total ad revenue off of these 5 ad slots is $325.
Right? So now what that means is, So now what that means is when you create a list, right? Your 100,000 people purchasing a product. Remember, content creators become micro ad agencies and micro sales teams. So if I got a list of 100,000 people spending a minimum of $25 per product, that's 2.5 million in sales. Okay? If I have 500,000 people purchasing a product of a minimum of $25, that's 12.5 million in sales. And then the last is the $1 million. So you have 3 different lists that you focus on creating for your consumers and your customers. Okay, a million person list at $25 a product is 25 million in sales. Okay, now you're going to create courtesy clients for your POC. Your POC is proof of concept, and you're going to take on an athlete, an artist, a food and beverage company, a cosmetic company, and then a clothing line. So now you're applying this power that you have with your platform to those genres as proof of concept. So when you knock on PepsiCo's door, you have the numbers to justify them paying you $200,000 or $500,000 a month to manage their ads and their sales as a content creator. Because the production of what you guys do is respectable enough to get those type of checks. And you don't need any type of a middleman or middlewoman advocating for you to do that, okay? So that's with the bigger companies. The last point I want to say is, where's she at? Okay, yeah. So back to the $325 off of every video. This is not based upon your CPM. Your CPM, the standardized CPM is $20 per 1,000 views. So irregardless of watch time, you guys are supposed to be getting paid $20 per 1,000 views. So you might want to get an IPA, which is the intellectual property attorney, that's going to advocate your proper payout for your views with whatever platform your content lives on. You have to have somebody negotiating that. Like in the music business, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. But if you don't know the proper ramifications of negotiation, you're not going to get the proper payout, okay? So it's not about watch time. It's not about how many subscribers. You get 1,000 views, that's $20. So, you know, that's just what it is. And every video. So every 1,000 videos you guys make, y'all should be pulling in a minimum of $300,000 in ad revenue just on a smaller scale. Not including once a bigger company hires you to run their ads. Because it's more powerful to have a direct ad than a general ad. So Pepsi doesn't know when they have a new product, right? Like Pepsi just dropped Pineapple Pepsi with Little Caesars, right? If they're trying to move a new flavor, it's better to move it organically and on the ground level. So now they come to, on the contrary, to promote their new flavor, and then that's the 100,000, 500,000, or 1 million list that they're promoting that product to. They got to pay you top dollar for that. Yeah.
For sure. Got that off the
Thank
chest
you so
now.
very, very much. So very much. I hope you guys had your pen and paper, your notebook, and your
Book is on the way. The book is on the way. The book is on the goddamn way. The
One
book
more
is on the
time, the
goddamn
name
way.
What the book called?
Superhuman, the science of self.
Can we get a date or time frame about?
Listen, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
So follow
It's coming.
Smart, because I'm certain that when it is coming out,
Oh, yeah,
he'll announce
nolabelstore.com.
it.
Nolabelstore.com. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, let me say this last thing. I'm going to say this last thing to you guys before we go. Listen. Do it now. You guys already have a $100 million company. A lot of times we kind of like wait for somebody to co-sign or whatever. It's already there. I would love to have a powwow with you guys. You said I could come on anytime. So, yeah.
He said, "You said I could come on this."
He gonna take that invitation. He
Yeah,
said,
I think we should have off-camera conversation about how to scale what you guys do, because you've already done enough thus far. And the problem is the low self-esteem in the content creation kind of puts you in a position to leave money on the table, because we keep thinking we got to do more, we got to do more, we got to do more. Like a rapper, right? And I rap, I got a little flow, right? I thought that the music was the product, and I didn't realize that the music was the commercial for the products or services that I sell or provide. McDonald's has music, right? I'm loving it, ba 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 ba, but they have a product, burgers and fries. They provide a service, commercial real estate, because it's a franchise. So no matter how much a rapper makes records, if you don't have a product or provide a service, you're never going to be on. You're never going to make it. You guys have enough right now to make this everything. I'm telling you. Okay? So I would love to have a conversation off camera about how to scale. And yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Smart. We appreciate
From
that.
From the bottom of our hearts. Thank
Yes,
you so
yes.
much for being here, Smart. That concludes this week's episode of
On the contrary, yeah. In your neck. Shit.